Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fifth Road Tarot. I am here today with your um, weekly reading, the reading for the week of April 12th. I hope you are having a resurrecting good time. I hope you're finding renewal. I hope you're finding rest. And I hope you're finding yourself um, enveloped by the love of that renewal, the peace in that renewal. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, I want to say this reading may not resonate with everyone. It's meant to be a general reading for the collective. Um, Typically, I like to focus on the spiritual nature of things. Um, sometimes that might sway, and it could be more earthly plane readings. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I am feeling the pull of the Kim Kranz cards today. So I'm going to go ahead and see what the cards have to say. I call on the spirit of the element of water, spirit of the element of air, the spirit of the element of fire, and the spirit of the element of the earth to come into this reading and bring insight, knowledge, guidance for those who are watching and those who are receiving the message. I also call on the fifth spirit, which is the nature that connects and unites us all, combines us all. So thank you so much, Spirit. I also call on my divine and enlightened ancestors and my ascended masters and teachers to come into this reading as well, connected with the universal spirit of nature. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, Spirit, can we get some cards for the reading today? Thank you, Spirit. Spirit, thank you so much. 2 cards. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit, do you have any more cards for reading today? Thank you, Spirit. Spirit, do you have any more cards for a reading for a general collective today? Thank you so much. Okay, what do we have here? Let's see, I think this came out. I think the top one is the second one. All right. Wow, interesting. So first off, let me go ahead and just go through the cards. First, we have the Eight of Wands. Next up, we have the Father of Wands, which is the King of Wands in tarot. Then we have the Ace of Pentacles. And last up, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So I see a lot of passion. And I also see a lot of earth energy here. Because we have Wands and Pentacles. And when we mix fire and earth, you know, fire can, sometimes ravage the earth. But in this, I'm seeing this is something that is actually good for the earth, good for abundance and resources. So let's go ahead and get started. Pull out my stands here. The first card we have up, let's make sure you can see that. First card we have up is the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is about passion. Yes, wands are about passion, but wands are also about blessings coming in, from above. I mean, you can see the strike of lightning just coming into the center and everything just kind of lighting up. So it might be that there are some blessings coming into a group. Something is being reignited. Someone is coming in with this grand, not idea, but this action. Because wands are about action as well. Someone's coming in with this action that is really bringing this group some synergy. Okay, so go ahead and put that down. And then we'll look at the Father of Wands, and then I'll try and add it together as I go along. So the Father of Wands here. Father of Wands is someone who is very passionate, and this might also be the person that is coming in with this action, this very passionate action, because you can see here that thunderbolt is repeated here in the Father of Wands. This is someone who is mature, who has matured in their passion, who has matured in their way of expressing that passion. So again, someone very mature. It could be that someone very mature and passionate, or you have become very matured and passionate, and you are taking action. You're bringing action into a group. Interesting. Purposefully. It's almost as if you're purposefully bringing action to a group. Yes, this group sees that action, and because it could be even because of the action that you've taken, you have been made or even recognized as someone who is mature in action taking. Interesting. Okay, so next up we have the Ace of Pentacles, and this is where our earth energy comes in. I'll put this a little closer. So the Ace of Pentacles, aces in tarot are about, this is about divine beginnings. And here with the Ace of Pentacles, we see the beginning of something new in resource. If you look at this ace, right, it is the center of maybe a cut down tree or a log. But in any case, we're looking at, concentric circles extending out, but it looks like the earth itself, and it could be construed as, this is the center of that core of creation, because trees are, when we look at the rings of trees, we look at the age of trees, and this is the very center of this. This tree is kind of red hot, so you can see this is the beginning of new life. This is the beginning of new source of life, and that is what this Ace of Pentacles is bringing us. If we do bring our imagination a little bit further out and look at this as a whole, we see the earth, and we can see the core of the earth here in the center, and that is the source of new life. So it could be that we are being given an opportunity, we are given a new beginning with maybe our earthly resources, or a new foundation is being laid for a new beginning in earthly matters. All right, and so this is a very good reading. With this new beginning in the Ace of Pentacles, it promises the Ten of Pentacles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, wait. Interesting. This is the Ten of Pentacles. I see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But then in the center here, in the very center of the pentacle, we have another 10. I'm sorry, we have another pentacle within a pentacle. So that's interesting. I've never seen that before. And it kind of aligns with this Ace of Pentacles card a little bit. You line that up together, where we see the very center of the earth, and we can see, that pentacle cracks in this coming out from the center. We can also see that repeated in the 10 of Pentacles, where we can see that little pentacle in the very center, and that is the source of our abundance. So it looks like here, if we accept that the newness that is washing through in this Ace of Pentacles and the abundance that is promised, we can see the promise extended here with this pentacle in the center. And of course, pentacles, yes, pentacles are about earth. Pentacles are about our resources. If we think about it if we think about it in our daily lives, which of course our daily lives have changed, right? Think about what resources have become important now in this day, in this day, right here, right now, as you are in, this pandemic that is going on. What resources have you now become aware of that are really important, that are really requiring renewal? And what ideas, who are you putting in charge of helping that renewal along? And it looks like in the beginning of this reading, you might even be identifying who resonates in getting this new earth abundance, this new idea of what resources are actually necessary when we are working with earth energy, when we are working with true what our actual resources are important to us. Okay. All right. So I'm going to look at the bottom of the deck. Oh wow. Jeez. So this just confirms the reading for today. This is the Wheel of Fortune. This is a major arcana card. This is the only major arcana card that is out on the table. And it just confirms that we are looking at a change of course this week. We are looking at a change in leadership. Yes, we are looking at a change in leadership. We are looking at a change in our idea of resource. We are looking at a change in the earth. We are looking at a change in our future. We are turning the Wheel of Fortune in our favor. And of course, that Wheel of Fortune matches the Ace of Pentacles. This is something that is meant to happen for us, meant to happen with us, with our help. We see the owl here, the wise owl. You can see there's the moon. One side is the moon, one side is the sun. We are making this. We are understanding that we are making this earth turn. And if I look again, I'm looking at. If I look at the next card underneath the Wheel of Fortune, this is the Eight of Pentacles, which matches with our Eight of Wands here. And this is about creating something. So we identify new leadership, right? And then we understand that our needs have changed. Our ideas about what's important change. And so now we're looking at creating something new. We see the spider here. That is what the Eight of Pentacles is about being creative. And so the spider is in its natural environment, creating a web that really catches the necessary resources for its life and for the life of, its own generations after. Okay, nice. Wow. It's a really good reading. I'm not quite sure how to follow that up. New leadership, new resources. Let's see, maybe some guidance for the week. Spirit, what can we look at? What's our time like? We're only at 15 minutes. That's not bad. Okay, maybe I can pull a Rumi oracle. Because a lot of what I've been feeling this week, as far as um, dreams, intuition, feeling, insight, is there's no more separation of masculine and feminine, as far as, as far as when we think about, divine separation. If you guys are on that level of understanding the separation of, the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Because what's been coming up for me is the understanding that we are now whole. We are no longer separated. We are no longer in this dual state of being. We are now, and again, we are now as one. And this is also what I see as the Ace of Pentacles, is we are now as one cohesive being in this new offer of a new earth and new resource. So if we approach this week thinking about how we have separated, as, and again, if we think about, we're in this time of isolation and separation, this is the time to think of how we work together globally, how we work together outside of the labels and the trappings and the duality that we have created, the separation that we have created. I mean, I don't want to go too far into this, but if we think about how this has affected our world, how this pandemic has affected our world, we now see how we have separated from each other, simply from labels and simply from, visual cues, or simply from, creating hierarchy. And again, if we start out here, we see when you are standing in a circle with the wands, you understand there is no hierarchy. There's only, someone you recognize with the idea that has come through, with the action that has come through, but they're still part of the circle. And, we just see this circle theme repeated. We are in a circle. We are not in a hierarchy anymore. We are not in a, one person is better than the other. We are only part of source that emanates from the center. We are only part of source energy. Awesome. So yeah, I want to go ahead and get some, maybe a guidance from the Rumi Oracle, and that will probably be about maybe a 10-minute reading, hopefully not too long. But I do love these cards simply because they're all about love, they're all about divinity, and I think if we also approach this wholeness idea with a better understanding of the divine feminine, we can better approach the idea of wholeness and non-separation. So, Spirit, can you please give me a card of guidance for the collective for this reading? Spirit, can you please give me a card? There we go. Wow, very interesting. Very interesting. I'll put these down somewhere. Okay, I'll just put them right there on the altar. Okay. All right. So, what has come up is the card is number 4, the Cloak of Christ. If you can see this card very closely, you can see it actually looks like, I guess, a man or a woman with some sort of cloak on. So, the Cloak of Christ. And very interesting that it comes out on this day of all days, right? So, the Cloak of Christ. I'll go ahead and read. In the school of humanity, when you become intimate with God, You reside on the King's throne and teach the angels the nature of the divine. So that's the Father of Wands I see in that Rumi poem. Okay, now for the context. My sacred brother, he who shares my heart and yours, beating as one in harmony with the great unending love, brings you the mantle of his protection. Do you imagine that there is any part of your life, of your body, of your soul, that is outside the realm of his divine love and protection? Offer all to him. Leave nothing cast aside. He and I together receive you absolutely, without condition now. The compassion born out of our own struggles tempers the karmic weight of divine justice. We have been through the same journey you are taking now, sweet divine soul. In oneness with the divine heart, we know of your efforts and your struggles. So what is bestowed upon you now is the restoration of forgiveness, of kindness, of mercy. My sacred brother speaks to you. He shall receive your darkness and your light, the angel of your heart and the demon of your fear. Nothing is greater than my brother's love for you. Nothing is greater than my holy passion for you. Take refuge under the cloak of Christ, the mantle of my sacred brother, and know that you are held in our loving sanctuary. You are tired, beloved. Your soul has been ravaged inside and out, and you are succumbing to struggle that is not karmic or necessary, but a symptom of fatigue and weariness of heart, mind, body, and soul. That which plagues you, whether something specific or a general nagging malaise or anxiety you cannot quite pin down, is not as powerful as you fear. You are being given a grace, here and now, that it may be overcome. Remember, your reactions are a symptom of your exhaustion and a sign that you need respite, sanctuary, restoration. They are not a sign that something must be done so much as a sign that something must be received, allowed. That something is healing made possible through divine protection. In this instance, protection is bestowed through the cloak of Christ. This cloak is a sacred container that places your body and soul within the loving energy of the Christ consciousness. This unconditionally loving energy is not limited to the being bearing its name, but is shared by Rumi and many other holy ones. It is typified by wholeness. There is nothing within you that would cause the Christ to turn away from you, not even the parts of you that may fill you with fear, shame, guilt, or regret. He and Rumi are sacred brothers, loving and supportive of each other, and they see your soul as one of their family, one of their own. You are so loved by them both, equally and without measure. Can you allow yourself to take refuge in this knowledge, to feel it, not only as an idea, nourishing as that is, but as a visceral reality where you complete the sacred honoring ritual and allow yourself to feel the peace and receive healing? The knowledge of the Christ's unconditional love for you is a safe space, a place to fall into when you are struggling. It is a sacred container for your healing process, an energetic field that is stronger and more enduring than even the greatest fears or doubts. The purpose of this sacred container is to provide you with a feeling of being held, especially for those times when you are feeling that you cannot hold yourself. Sometimes we just need permission to break down, to really let go, to come apart and be disassembled so that we can break through, be lifted up, and come together in a new, more spiritually coherent and loving form to move forward. Yeah, just going to interject. This is where the breakdown is happening in this offer. It's almost as if we have to accept the truth that this breakdown needs to happen, right? So that we can accept this new offer and this total abundance, because the 10 of Pentacles is the penultimate of the Pentacle set. This is the completion. This is the wholeness. And then from the 10 we move into the court cards of royalty. So the 10 is actually the beginning of new and more abundant life. Okay, so I'm going to continue. For you, this is essential. There is a person, place, thing, or belief that has come to be like a manacle around your wrist, or an iron ball and leg iron, preventing you from moving forward with the grace you have earned spiritually. You are being empowered here to shed that. Don't hesitate. Let yourself be cloaked in the Christ energy and receive the spiritual assistance you deserve now. There is a reason for this. The unfolding of your life purpose is taking a turn for the better, and your energy is required to fuel that new life. This is particularly so if you have also drawn the oracle of passion for purpose, or intuitively feel drawn to read the message of that card and complete its accompanying sacred honoring ritual. Just remember that whenever we are asked to release something, it is because the divine wishes to fill our hearts and hands with more. The divine wishes to fill your heart and hands with more. Do not hold on to scraps, for fear that the feast will be denied to you. Use your nose. Smell the feast awaiting you. All right, so I'm going to look at the bottom of the deck just to see. Well, Dance of the Divine Feminine came up. So Passion for Purpose did not come up. But still, this 4 card, because if we think about the number 4, 4 is about structure. 4 is about foundations. 4 is about how we start things. And here, again, I'm just seeing a new beginning, a new foundation for more abundance. We are turning this week, or even beyond, because this could be a timeless reading. Whenever you see it, could work for you. But the message that I'm seeing here today is that we are open and ready for not only new leadership, but also abundance and a new beginning and new resources. So I'm going to read the sacred honoring ritual. If you are available to sit somewhere quietly in order to do this, have some space to do this, and have the flexibility, physical flexibility, or whatever this might involve, please get prepared to do so. Okay, the sacred honoring ritual. Open your arms wide above your head and tip your gaze gently up towards the heavens. If you are inside, imagine or intend that you can gaze beyond the physical structure of the ceiling, right into the sky that lies above. Lower your arms to prayer position at your heart and say aloud, if possible, Rumi and Jesus Christ, who love me without condition, offer me the cloak of the Christ, the mantle of divine protection, now, that I may receive the karmic grace and healing I need through the power and mercy of your presence. Thank you. Sit quietly and imagine you are surrounded by a dark, comforting cloak. You can easily breathe through it. You can easily see light within it or filtering through it if needs be. Or you may feel comfortable in the darkness. Let it be whatever is most relaxing and soothing for you. You may even imagine it to be the night sky dappled with stars wrapping around you. Close your eyes and relax now, for as long as feels good. That may be for a minute, for 15 or 20 minutes or longer. Just be with what feels appropriate and best for you at this time. When you feel you are ready to arise from your rest, simply place your hands at your heart and say thank you. You may notice strong energetic sensations or emotions during this process, or in the day following. You may notice repetitive thought patterns that you need to confront and challenge with more loving thoughts. You may have significant dreams in the evening following also. It may be very subtle for you, so much so that you wonder if anything has happened and if it has worked. It has. The effect will be demonstrated at the right time. Trust. Okay, everyone, that is your reading. I am so happy to be able to be here with you and and give you this guidance. I'm looking again at this Father of Wands, this King of Wands, and this is just someone that is very, very passionate very much a leader. Someone is being made a leader by their actions. Someone is being made a leader by their actions. Because I think in this new space that we're looking at, even just in the cards, without everything that's going on, just in the cards, in this space, this action leads to um, to this new beginning, even if it means the end of something else before it starts. This reading is about turning the wheel of fortune in your favor. And I believe that the card of the cloak of Christ gives you the grace and passes on that energy for this new leadership. All right. Again, have a wonderful week. Thank you for being here for the reading, and I hope it resonates for you and helps you. Okay. Thanks so much. Bye.